Today, an all-new exclusive.
Colombia!
It was the mistake seen live around the world.
I have to apologize. Miss Universe is Philippines.
Now, for the first time, Miss Colombia and Miss Universe face Steve Harvey. The controversy.
Steve Harvey.
The rumors. Steve Harvey takes your questions. The two-day interview. Miss Universe, the truth.
I'm here to help. Folks, welcome to the show. Listen, you're in for a really, really special show today. Something that I've waited to do myself, you know, so you're in for a special day. So let's do it. Take a look at this tape. This year, for the first time ever, I received the honor to host the prestigious Miss Universe pageant. It was a perfect night in Las Vegas. The stage was set and 80 beautiful women from around the world gathered for one reason: to take home the title of Miss Universe. In the final moments, the two finalists stood together with the same dream. But only one woman could be declared the winner and take home the coveted crown. Miss Universe 2015 is... It was an unforgettable night, but for the wrong reason. Colombia! I announced the winner, and the crowd erupted into applause as Miss Colombia celebrated and accepted the crown. But something was terribly wrong. I have to apologize. The first runner-up is Colombia. Miss Universe 2015 is Philippines. Listen, folks, it was my mistake. It was on the card. Horrible mistake, but the right thing, I can show it to you right here. The aftermath of the incident has been inescapable, turning our lives upside down.
Steve Harvey crowning the wrong Miss Universe.
I was at rehearsal. Look, I'm at rehearsal. I made a mistake. Starting today, in the first of a two-part event, I'll sit down with both women for the first time since that fateful night. No question will be off limits, and the record will finally be set straight. The truth can only be heard in one place, and that's here. Okay, you know, folks, look, I've made countless mistakes in my life as a father, a husband, a comedian, just as a man, period. But none of those mistakes have been met with the attention and the questions that this one incident has received right here. So as you heard, for the next 2 days, I'm going to be sitting down with both Miss Philippines, who is now Miss Universe, and Miss Colombia to get the truth out right here. And so I've been asked by all sorts of outlets. I mean, look, I've had the Today Show, Good Morning America. I had personal calls from friends of all types that's in media. Steve, sit down, tell us the story. But I haven't. I ain't talked to nobody. And so today is what I decided. I held back talking to anybody about this incident until today. I made mention of it on my nationally syndicated radio show. But until today, I haven't spoken about the subject. So there are a lot of questions out there. So what I asked the producers to do was to let me come out and turn Ask Steve into just a real Ask Steve. So no questions off limits. Where's Karen?
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Karen.
How quickly did you realize your mistake? And I'm just curious, what happened behind the scenes? And whose decision was it for you to go back on stage?
Okay, that's... Well, see, after I said Miss Colombia, I walked all the way to the back. The stage director, who was right there, said, hey, man, let's set up for the close with you and Rosalind Sanchez. So I set up with Rosalind for the close. Then he said, something's wrong, something's wrong. Then all I hear in my earbud is, we got to fix this, we got to fix this. That was all I heard. Nobody is saying what's wrong. Nobody's saying what to do. So when they said, we got to fix this, I said, oh, okay, fix what? And they said the wrong name. And this is a real moment for me. My mother was a Sunday school teacher. My daddy was a coal miner. The coal miner, do the right thing, stand up, be a man. My mother, do the right thing. I decided on my own. I walked back out on my own. I walked out, and can I tell you, I didn't want to walk back out here. And looking back on it, man, it's been days since then I wish I hadn't walked back out there. But I walked back out there because if I don't go back out here, Miss Philippines, who was the real Miss Universe, she don't get her moment. Now, I don't know what decisions they were making up top, but nobody came out there with me. You know, nobody said, Steve, this is what we'll handle it together. No. Okay, go ahead. Okay. Nobody stopped me. Nobody said, I just walked. I took it on myself to just do what I thought was right for Miss Philippines, which was, you know, a decision I made in the spur of the moment. But I'd do it again if I had to, though, to be honest with you.
Okay.
All right, where's Tiffany?
Hi, Steve.
Hi.
So, I know you've come out and you've said that it wasn't a publicity stunt, but it did bring a lot of attention to the show, and as well as you. So what do you say to the people that don't believe that?
I'm going to do that to myself? See, here's the part people don't understand. My family got death threats. They threatened my wife. They threatened my children. I mean, I had people camped outside my house, paparazzis. But when you get death threats, when you got to beef up security, when you got to put people around your house, I mean, that's kind of crazy because it had gotten to that level of thinking like that. I just wouldn't have bought that on myself, you know. I'm perfectly comfortable with the fame level that I'm at. Whatever God done gave me, I'm cool with this part of it right here. I'll tell you a funny thing, though. I had a friend, the next 2 days later, he was traveling with his wife in Italy. He texted me, he said, man, you all over the front pages in Italy, man. They're saying you're the men in American TV with the most integrity. They were saying that about me. Dubai wrote wonderful things about me. Malaysia wrote wonderful things about me. The Philippines love me, you know. So, you know, that good. Thank you. Where's Taylor?
Hi, Steve.
Hi.
My question is, I know your family's been very supportive of you during this whole mess, but what was the hardest part of this for you?
I could tell you some hard parts for me. My deeper concern was for the two women. It really was, because as bad as I felt, oh my God, Miss Colombia, how could she possibly have felt? And my heart bled for her, and I haven't been able to talk to her since. That night I went to bed at 12:30. I woke up at 2:30, I couldn't even sleep. But my girl got up with me, Marjorie, my wife, she got up with me. She was the best. And you gotta have somebody with you. Somebody climbed down in the hole with you, and she did that. But she kept telling me, Steve, keep your head up. Keep your head up, you did the right thing. She kept saying, you did what your father raised you to be. You went out there and you took the hit. And then, you know, my kids, man, people don't understand the damage of social media. You know, your kids go through this, your wife go through this, everybody. You know, death threats against your family. I can't let my kids go nowhere. It's difficult, man. That's very, very difficult. But as difficult as it was for me, it was really funny, man, because the reason I didn't do any interviews or anything, because I wanted to talk to the women first. Because regardless as to how I felt, I was still stuck on them two women. I really was, man, because I got daughters. Hey, up next, everybody, we'll get more of your questions. Plus, Miss Universe is here, and I haven't spoken to her since the night of the pageant. You don't want to miss this.
Stay tuned. Steve and Miss Universe talk for the first time since the night of the crowning.
How have you been doing since the pageant?
That's like the million-dollar question everybody's asking me.
Well, this is the part that kept me up at night. What were you thinking when I came back on stage? Did you try to talk to Miss Colombia that night?
I tried to approach her, Steve, like, don't beat yourself up for this anymore. Come on, let's move forward.
Okay,
let's
cool.
Just be happy.
The public reaction after the Miss Universe broadcast was rapid. The internet and social media exploded. While there was plenty of support, there was also anger, jokes, and hate-filled rants. In the news, the incident became the story and everyone was talking about it.
A bizarre mix-up at last night's Miss Universe pageant.
The year's most cringeworthy moment.
Millions watched on live TV as Steve Harvey crowned a new winner last night,
awarding Miss Colombia the top prize.
Only problem was she didn't actually win.
It's better to have been crowned and lost than to never have been crowned at all.
Well, today and tomorrow, I'm putting it all on the table, answering every single question that you've got. So we're going to keep it going with our extended edition of Ask Steve. Stephanie's next. Where's Stephanie?
Hi, Steve.
Hi.
So we already know you took full fault for this whole Miss Universe thing. But do you think the producers, they bear any responsibility for this?
Do I think what?
The producers take any responsibility?
Well, I mean, you know, there's been ample opportunity for everybody to take responsibility. But it's the way life is. That's okay. I did what I was raised to do. My mom and daddy was proud of me. My wife was proud of me. She said the greatest moment for me, Steve, was our son was sitting there to watch you handle it the way you handle it. You know, she put something on Instagram that said, I'm so proud of my husband. That's all, I needed that. While the world was making jokes and cracking, I just needed her to be okay with me. Where's Myra?
Hi, Steve.
Okay.
So there are rumors out there that you were drinking or late to rehearsals or maybe skipping some. I mean, is that true, or can you set the record straight here?
Well, here's the deal. There's not a person living on the face of this earth that can swear that they've ever seen Steve Harvey inebriated, drunk, or high. I ain't saying I ain't never had a drink, but I go to Vegas to gamble. I gamble, but guess what? I was at every single rehearsal. Matter of fact, I was at the table read where we pre-read the show, except for the winner because they don't know it yet. I rehearsed it there. Then we had 2 full run-throughs of the show. We had a run-through on Friday, and then on Saturday morning at 6:30, a full dress rehearsal. Everything, top to bottom. I was there all 3 rehearsals and the run-through. Well, I have someone here who has lived through this whole thing. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome the brand new 2015 Miss Universe from the Philippines, Pia Wurtzbach.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, darling.
Hello, how are you?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you, too.
How are you?
I'm very good. Steve, I was listening backstage, and if I may, I'd like to answer that question about the rehearsals, because I was there. I think I can vouch for this one. Steve was there throughout all the rehearsals. He was there during technical rehearsals, dress rehearsals, even on the pageant day itself when we had the dress rehearsals early in the morning. He was there all throughout. We rehearsed everything from start to finish, made us feel very comfortable. We knew exactly how the show was going to go, how the flow was going to go. So I don't know where that rumor came from, but I can tell you this, that he was there throughout everything.
Wow, thank you very much. Let me ask you a couple. How have you been doing since the pageant?
Well, I was very fortunate to have a little break during Christmas and New Year so that I could get settled in New York. It's my first time in New York.
Really?
Yeah. So to be able to be in New York already, and then when I had to do the media week as well, which was just 2 weeks ago, because I do a lot of media in the Philippines, but this is America.
Yeah, this is, yeah.
So this is a big deal. So
Yeah.
I was a little, I was excited, obviously. So, yeah, I'm so happy to be here now because everybody's been asking me as well, have you spoken to Steve? When are you going to be on the show? Are you going to see him again? That's like the $1 million question everybody's asking me on social media, on all my interviews. And now I'm finally here with you face to face so we can talk about it.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad. Thank you so much. Man.
Of course.
Hey, this is going to be great, folks. Up next, we're going to have an honest and unfiltered one-on-one with Pia. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Wow.
Don't go away. The truth about the Miss Universe mistake from the woman who took home the crown.
Couldn't help but think about how tough this must be for her.
That's the one. I am looking forward to talking with her because I wish we all could have gotten it right that night.
Miss Universe, the truth continues with the moment Steve's been waiting for.
You're the one person I really wanted to talk to.
The hardest interview he's ever done, in her own words.
It was like a nightmare.
Will Miss Colombia forgive Steve? Tomorrow.
Finally, I am back with the reigning Miss Universe, Pia Wurtzbach. And the reason I'm doing this show just isn't to share my side of the story, but it's important to remember that 2 women were thrust into this controversy through no fault of their own, and that's really the truth of it. I think it's only fair that we get to know the real women behind the headlines. And we're going to be starting with Pia. Watch this. Miss Universe reign will forever be marred with controversy. She's been deemed a villain, a victim, the lucky one. It's easy to forget that her victory was the culmination of a lifetime of hard work towards the fulfillment of a dream. Pia Wurtzbach is more than one unfortunate moment on live television. Pia came from a broken home.
My parents separated when I was around 9 years old. My modeling and acting career started since the age of 11. And through that, I was able to provide for my mom and my sister.
She left that career to study culinary arts, but couldn't deny her true dream, to be in front of the camera. She started entering pageants, which led to 2 hard-fought but failed attempts at winning the Miss Philippines title. Undaunted, her 3rd try saw her take home the crown, paving the way to Miss Universe. See, that's different when you see it.
Yeah,
the world's opinion on you is based on this one incident. But what else would you want the world to know about you?
I want them to know that I worked very hard to get to Miss Universe. It took me 3 attempts in Miss Philippines just so I could earn the sash that says Philippines in Miss Universe. The first time they pinned the sash on me in Miss Universe, it was such an emotional moment that I had to step away from the fittings and just look at myself in the mirror first because it took me so long to earn that sash that says Philippines. You have no idea how many times I practiced in the privacy of my bedroom saying, Pia Alonzo Wurtzbach, Philippines. Also, in the Philippines, pageants are a big deal. We take it very seriously, especially Miss Universe. It's that one crown that we've been anticipating for such a long time. It's been 42 years since we last won. And in the Philippines, the world stops when it's Miss Universe time. It's like when Manny Pacquiao has a boxing match. Everybody's indoors.
Yeah, that's what I found out. Yeah.
So everybody's indoors, everybody's watching the pageant, anticipating and waiting for that moment. So that's what I want people to know, is that I worked very hard to get to where I am now.
Let me ask you this, because this is the part that's kept me up at night. What were you thinking when I came back on stage?
when I was called first runner-up, I was thinking, oh, okay, it's okay, Pia. You made it this far. There are 79 other beautiful girls in this pageant, and to be first runner-up is already a big deal, especially seeing the reaction of the Filipino community there. Mm-hmm. I saw them, and they were still waving the flag, and they were still so proud. Mm-hmm. That made me feel at ease that, okay, at least I made them happy, at least they're proud of me, and that's all that's important. Mm-hmm. So while I was waiting there and I saw you come back out, I kind of knew that there was something wrong already, because when we rehearsed it, everything happened so fast. As soon as the girl is crowned, she gets to do her first walk right away. And I was waiting for that. We were all waiting for it. And so when you came back out, well, I was surprised just like everybody else. Of course, when you announced me as the winner, I was very excited. I was happy. But I guess it was mixed feelings as well, because I was concerned for Ariadna.
That was, what were you feeling as you stood next to Miss Colombia? What was that like for you?
I tried to keep a safe distance from her as not to disrespect her, because because I didn't want her to feel bad. I was being sensitive to her feelings. So when I was standing there, I was very happy that I won. I was excited, but I was also thinking about her, and I couldn't help but think about how tough this must be for her.
Yeah, that's the one. You know, I am looking forward to talking with her, because I felt horrible for both of you. It's so much I want to say, but I'm truly sorry. You know, really, I wish we all could have gotten it right that night. I want you to know that. You know.
Thank you.
Folks, up next, we're going to talk to Pia about her feelings towards Miss Colombia, and why she's not willing to share the Miss Universe crown, which that's not my idea. That was Donald Trump. Donald Trump's idea was that. That ain't Steve Harvey's idea. We'll talk about that. We'll be right back.
Coming up, the conclusion of Steve's exclusive conversation with Miss Universe.
It was an honest mistake. You know, mistakes happen, especially on live television. And Steve, don't beat yourself up for this anymore. Come on, let's move forward.
Okay,
let's
cool.
Just be happy.
There was no shortage of opinions after the Miss Universe broadcast. It was even suggested that the right thing to do would be to have Miss Philippines and Miss Colombia share the title. Donald Trump, former owner of the pageant, publicly supported that resolution. However, Miss Universe has a different view.
It would be very difficult for two girls to share the crown.
I'm back with Miss Universe, Pia Wurtzbach. Pia, you were adamant, really, about not sharing the crown, wearing the crown and still keeping your dignity and realizing how hard you worked for it. I just think that's great. And also, joining us today also is Miss USA. Olivia Jordan is here. Hello, Olivia, how are you?
Hi.
Olivia, when did you realize something was wrong?
You know, it took me a second, because you're such a comedian and you were having so much fun during rehearsals and during the show that when you came back out, I thought that there was one more joke that you're about to tell us. And that I apologize would be a really big joke. So I finally recognized your demeanor had changed and could turn to Pia and say, "You're Miss Universe." And I got to share that super exciting news with her.
Wow. After this happened, this mistake was made, what do you think could have been done differently or should have been done differently?
I think the main thing was that every single person wanted to run to Ariadna, and I just wish that someone could have been with her and helped her through that process. It was so awkward for someone to have to take the crown off of her head on stage in front of everyone as she's living this nightmare that her dream had just come true and then it was taken away. So I think that's one thing. But Steve, I think you handled it perfectly. You apologized. And of course, this is, hindsight's 2020. Couldn't we have had another person come out with you and helped Ariadna through it and helped Pia come forward so she could have that moment where everyone was cheering for her? But it was such an awkward time for all of us. I think every person, people said about me that I was laughing, or I had the same face that I think 90% of the room was, which was just shock. We were all, couldn't believe that that was really happening.
Yeah, me either. Pia, did you try to talk to Miss Colombia that night?
I tried to approach her while it was happening, but everything was happening so fast, and I was thinking to myself, maybe I'll give her some time. So I waited for a few days, and I greeted her Merry Christmas, and that day it also happened to be her birthday. So I greeted her Merry Christmas and Happy Birthday, and then I wish that you're okay. And she replied back to me. She said, Happy New Year, and that was the only time that I was able to speak to her. I didn't get to see her backstage anymore because everything was happening so fast, and even I was in shock when I was backstage. All I kept asking my manager, did I really win? Are you sure? She reassured me and she said, yes, Pia, you're Miss Universe. You're wearing the crown now, right? So you're the winner. That's when it hit me, and then that's when I cried, and then I guess that's when I had my moment backstage.
If Miss Colombia were here, what would you like to say to her? What would you want her to know?
I'd like her to know that I hope this doesn't change her perception of Miss Universe, of the organization, of you, of me. It was an honest mistake. Mistakes happen, especially on live television. I hope that she realizes very soon that she's strong, she's beautiful, with a lot of potential. And I hope she sees the positive in all of this.
Pia, let me ask you, what do you hope people take away from this?
I wish I had more time to tell people about my life back in the Philippines. It wasn't easy, Steve. It really wasn't easy. But I think I'll have the whole year to tell them about my story. And I do hope that I inspire a lot of people that, people could throw stones at you. But I read this one quote, a real queen knows how to make an empire with the same stones thrown at her. So that's what I want people to learn, is that, and you too, Steve, don't beat yourself up for this anymore. Come on, let's move forward.
Okay,
let's
cool.
Just be happy. Oh, is that what you were waiting for?
Man, Pia, let me tell you something. Man, as strong as I try to be, man, this been a dog fight. It's so crazy. I want to, look, I want some healing to be done for you and for Miss Colombia. I want that more than anything. So thank you for coming. I thought you were an absolute class act.
Thank you.
Absolute class act. Everybody, we've heard Pia's point of view. So what does Miss Colombia have to say about it, about me, all of that? You're going to find out tomorrow. I want to say thank you to Pia and Miss USA, Olivia Jordan over here. Folks, Miss Universe, Miss Pia. We'll be right back, everybody.
Today, Miss Universe The Truth continues with the moment Steve's been waiting for since that night.
You're the one person that I really wanted to talk to. I just want to say how sorry I am.
The hardest interview he's ever done.
How do you feel about the way I handled this situation?
In her own words.
It was the worst night of my life. It was like a nightmare.
Is Miss Colombia willing to forgive Steve?
I'm here to help. Thank you. Thank you. Well, listen, folks, for the second day in a row, I'm revealing everything you wanted to know about the public mistake I made while hosting the Miss Universe pageant. This hour, I'm going to be bringing you the other side of the story. Take a look. It was a moment that had everyone talking.
I have to apologize. The first runner-up is Colombia. Miss Universe 2015 is Philippines. This is exactly what's on the card. I will take responsibility for this. The first runner-up is Colombia. It is my mistake.
For Miss Philippines, a surprising victory.
It's a very non-traditional crowning moment.
Yes.
And for Miss Colombia, a shattered dream after wearing the crown for only 4.5 minutes.
Colombia, is there anything you want to say to your fans?
No, everything happens for a reason, so I'm happy.
It would become the highest publicized incident of 2015 and a life-changing moment for the two women involved. Yesterday, I sat down with Miss Universe to discuss her perspective on the experience.
I was very happy that I won. I was excited, but I couldn't help but think about how tough this must be for her.
Miss Colombia has stayed relatively quiet since the pageant, leading to rampant speculation about her thoughts, emotions, and feelings about the incident and my part in it. Today, I'll finally talk with Miss Colombia for the first time since that night. Well, you know, folks, it's got to be so hard to imagine what Miss Colombia was feeling that day since then. And today, we'll find out because she's here. So a lot definitely came to light yesterday when Miss Universe shared her perspective. And I know many of you still have a lot of questions about that. Let's go to the audience for this special Ask Steve. So no questions off limits. So where's Rachel?
Hi, Steve. How are you?
I'm good.
Yesterday, you said you haven't talked to Miss Colombia since the night of the pageant.
Yeah.
Are you nervous about seeing her today?
Yeah, I mean, you know, look, I'm not nervous, but I do want to hear from her. I want to make sure she's okay. You know, look, I'm a grown man. I'm a big boy. I did what I did, but I owned it. But I hated what happened for her. I do need this, though. I really need to see her. I really, really do. I need her to hear from me. I hope she's forgiving. If she's not, you know, I stay in the mist a little while longer. I'm tired of it, really. You know, I'm tired. I'm tired of everybody.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah. Where's Alejandra?
Before proceeding with my question, let's just put it this way. Have you noticed any accent when I talk?
Have I noticed an accent?
Any accent, yes. I am from Colombia. I hope that doesn't make you feel intimidated.
No, not really. I mean, unless you're here to kick my ass, I really...
Well, the fact that I'm from Colombia doesn't mean that I don't love you, because I do. I love you and support you.
Yes! Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought one of them death threats I had gotten through. Okay, good.
My question for you is, what do you want people from Colombia to know about you?
It's been crazy because it's not just been a mistake. You know, it was much more than that. You know, my family done got death threats. You know, we had to beef up security. There's people in front of my house. I live on a dead-end street. You come down my street, you got to know somebody down here. People sit in front of my house. The death threats threw me off a bit. Look, what everybody around the world found out about me, and in Colombia included, and I hope they take away, is I'm a man. You know, I own it, whatever it is. And this wasn't anything that was against Colombia. Man, if I could take that night back, I would have done it totally different. I didn't want that moment for either one of those women. But I really hated the moment for Miss Colombia. Because, see, we can all say what we're going through and how we feel. Me, Miss Philippines, who is now Miss Universe. But nobody in the world can tell her how she should feel or how she feels. Because it's happened to no one in the history of the pageant. And so if Colombia understood, there was no way that this is a slap against the country or anything like this. You know, everybody I met from Colombia cool with me, that up until now, you know. And hopefully, you know, that can be fixed. You know, the Philippines, I'm major over there. I probably won't be going to Colombia, you know.
I hope one day you do, because it is a beautiful country.
I've heard a lot about it, you know, and I would love to go. And if I wasn't married, I'd go back with you. So, listen, everybody, this is a great show. Up next, Miss Colombia finally speaks out, and we'll hear what she has to say when we come back, because she's here today. We'll be back.
Stay tuned. It's the interview everyone has been waiting for. Miss Colombia is here.
I just want to say how sorry I am.
It was the worst night of my life, but at the same time, it was the best one.
How do you feel about the way I handled the situation? Donald Trump felt as though the crown should be shared. What do you think of that? Folks, as you all know, the end of the Miss Universe pageant didn't go according to plan. It was especially crushing for Miss Colombia. Take a look. For 4.5 minutes, Miss Colombia was queen of the universe. Then it all came crumbling down.
I have to apologize.
The crown removed almost as quickly as it was placed on her head. But Ariadna Gutierrez is more than the most famous first runner-up in pageant history. She is more than the woman who wasn't Miss Universe. Ariadna grew up in a big family, the youngest of 5 brothers and sisters. Ariadna is an animal lover, especially cats. She started a foundation in her hometown to help underprivileged children. From an early age, she hoped of being a model, and her talent, beauty, and years of hard work eventually paid off.
My parents didn't have the opportunity to give me all the money for my studies, so I had to work by myself, and I had to start from the bottom.
By the age of 17, she was living her dream working as a model, paying her way through college and aimed at a career in advertising. Pageants seemed to run in her family. Ariadna's cousin, Paulina Vega, won the Miss Universe title in 2014, and ironically, it was her own cousin who temporarily placed the crown on Ariadna's head in December. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Colombia, Ariadna Gutierrez. How are you, guys?
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm so sorry. Thank you. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me here.
No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm kidding. Oh my God.
Sit down, finally.
I'm gonna cry.
Thank you for coming.
No.
You know,
Thank you for having me.
you know, you're the one person You're the one person that I really wanted to talk to because of a mistake I made. I cast you into a spotlight, a place that I never intended to, that I would not want to happen to anybody. I just want to say how sorry I am. I'm beyond sorry for what happened that night and that it was you. Really, at the end of the day, I hope we walk away from here with something special. So, where are you finally since breaking the silence? I mean, I don't even know how to start the interview. I just,
Well, after all that happens, the only thing I wanted to do was like being with my family and like take a rest from everything that I went through. So I don't know. It took time because I couldn't stop like thinking, oh my God, it really happened. It was like it was like a nightmare, and I was like watching like the videos, and I couldn't believe that happened to me. So I needed time to be with my family, like to calm down, to think about what I'm gonna say now, what I'm gonna do now. I already moved on. This is our destiny. That's why we are here. Sorry for my broken English.
No, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
Mine broken too.
Oh yeah, I know. Okay, let's break the ice.
Yeah, really.
I have to say you something.
Go ahead.
You keep making mistakes. It's not Ariadna. It's Ariadna.
Ariadna. See,
yes.
Once again, now let me show you something else. Listen to me. In the tape, they had me say Ariana.
Oh, okay.
Then on this intro, they changed it backstage, and I told them.
Okay.
Ariadna.
Okay.
I told them that. Okay. Then I told them, I called the lady over here, I said, what you had me read the other day was Ariana.
Okay, I have to apologize.
No. I'm the one got to apologize. Don't worry about it. I'm finna mess up a few more names after this right here. I don't really do names good, but I got yours right the second time. Man, I can't tell you how happy I am that you came.
Really?
No, I can't even tell you. My concern was for the two of you. It was horrible. Let's start from the beginning. What got you into pageants?
I always dreamed about me being Miss Colombia, in my country. Being Miss Colombia, being like the most beautiful woman in Colombia is like a big thing, After the president comes the Miss, it's like huge. I always wanted to be Miss Colombia, and I went to a lot of sacrifices for getting there, And after I won Miss Colombia, a month later, the Miss Universe, the former Miss Universe, who was from Colombia as well, Paulina, you met her. She won Miss Universe, so it was like a double pressure, winning Miss Colombia, and 1 month later, she got the Miss Universe crown. So it was wow. Hard for me, yes, the whole year.
And it had been 57 years.
Exactly, of not having a Miss Universe. And the first Miss Universe, she died like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And yes, it was so sad for the country.
Okay. After all of this, there was widespread anger in Colombia, from protests to burning effigies of me and Miss Philippines. So how do you feel about the reactions in Colombia?
I don't feel proud about that because Colombians are not like that, But we have to understand that people got angry because they felt like they got robbed the crown. So after winning Miss Universe after 57 years, and then you have the chance to go for a back-to-back, It was so exciting, and everyone was expecting that. So people felt bad in Colombia and in the Latin community. They felt like humiliated. And it was so harsh to watch the show. And that moment when I was like waving my little flag, my Colombian flag, and then I don't know. I don't know how to say it now, but it was like really, really, really harsh to watch it. So I have to apologize for them because we're not like that.
Well, but you shouldn't have to apologize for the actions of others. And I don't want you to feel that way. And I don't want the people of Colombia to think for even just a moment that I was a part of something that was, like they've said and talked about, maybe it being a publicity stunt, or that I came out here and I wasn't prepared, because I was. I was at the rehearsals, but it was it was tough, man, because the way we rehearsed it and the way we did it,
Exactly.
it was very different.
It was really different. You have to know that I was like talking great things about you like the whole time during rehearsals. I was like saying to everybody like, oh my God, I love Steve Harvey. This is my... I really did that because... You can breathe now. I really did that because we were laughing the whole time, you know?
Yeah.
We were really nervous about the question and answer moment. And
it's a lot of pressure.
The people is waiting for us to make mistakes. So when you did that, we were like, oh my God, thank God we have a host like this, you know? And then you mistake and...
It kind of wiped all that out.
I was like, why I'm talking good about it?
Yeah.
This is so unfair.
Because, you know, at the rehearsals, because I saw how pressure-packed it is.
Exactly.
These women, I'm telling you, their country, see, hearing this from you, you said in Colombia, after the president, there's Miss Universe.
Exactly.
And so I understand the anger. You know, for the country of Colombia, what I never intended for this moment to be, for your country, but especially for the two of you, that it really, it caused a lot of sleepless nights at my house, you know.
Yeah, me too.
Felt so bad. And I haven't done an interview with anybody until I could talk to you two. That's all I wanted. I'm so glad that Miss Universe Pia was on yesterday and now you today, because this finally gives me a chance to have a moment of closure, because I've wanted you to understand sincerely from me, from my heart, how I am as a person, that I would never do that for a publicity stunt, that I would never do that to hurt a woman. You know, I've been a champion for women for so long. I'm just not that way. And, you know, it's tough. But no matter how tough that was for me, I cannot even begin to imagine what it was like for you. And I felt horrible about that. I just want to say how sorry I am for that moment for you. I really am.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right, everybody, look, more with Miss Colombia right after the break.
Don't go away. More of Steve's candid conversation with Miss Colombia.
Donald Trump felt as though the crown should be shared.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that?
I already shared the crown, you know.
Okay.
All new, Steve's exploring the latest millennial twist on relationships.
One man, two women.
Peek inside their bedroom.
This gonna be good.
For an intimate look at the trends. Then, ladies, simple steps to closing the gender wage gap. Tomorrow.
Everybody, we're back with part 2 of Miss Universe, The Truth, and I'm sitting here with Miss Colombia. Okay, now, you haven't made any appearances. You haven't appeared with anybody. This is the first time. Not appeared with the current Miss Philippines, no. Miss Universe. Why?
Because, you know, she's now Miss Universe. She has her own schedule, so I haven't been like able to see her because she's in New York. I have been in Miami with my family, like resting and enjoying of my nephews, of my mom and my dad, and you know, she's like doing the Miss Universe job, so we haven't had the time to see each other. But I think we will meet soon, like really soon, and hopefully everyone is gonna be like done with all the fighting and the insults and the social media bullying and all those things that, oh my God, I can't handle it anymore, because I understand the Philippines, you know. Pia is the Miss Universe, Pia is the winner, but it's unfair when you see someone who is like feeling sad and being through a difficult moment and like making fun of that, you know?
Yeah.
I think that Colombia needs to stop bashing Pia, and the Philippines need to stop too bashing me and bashing you and everyone. Look at her, she's beautiful with the crown. She's Miss Universe.
But you know, people need to hear you say that, because it speaks volumes for how you are as a person. During a time like this, you've had to lean heavily on your family, I would imagine.
Yes. My dad was my full support, you know. He's my role model. I am who I am because of him. So thank God he was with me in that difficult moment. And I thank him for that. Yes.
You tell your father for me that I'm sorry, that I didn't mean to hurt his daughter. See, for a father to watch his daughter, something happen to his daughter, and not be able to do anything, that's very hard for a man who has spent his entire life protecting his daughter.
Yes. I was more worried about my parents than for me, you know? And I was really worried about them because they are not old, but they're like, I don't know, like 60 or something like that. I don't want to say the exact age.
Yeah.
They're going to kill me.
Yeah, yes.
Forget what I said. But, you know, I was worried about them.
No, that's okay. 59, that's close enough. Gee, they old as hell.
Sorry, Mom.
No.
Yeah, so I was more worried about them than for me.
Wow. You know, Donald Trump, after it was over with, he said that he felt as though the crown should be shared.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that?
I already shared the crown, you know?
Okay.
Look at that! There you have it.
What are your feelings towards the Miss Universe organization?
I think that they are doing great with the new Miss Universe, you know. They call me. So I think we are gonna do something in the future, maybe. And I have only good things to say about them, you know. I only want to spread, like, grateful with them because I spent the best 3 weeks in my life in Las Vegas, thanks to them. And, you know, it was the worst night of my life, but at the same time, it was the best one. It was my dream come true. I have a picture with a crown and the Miss Universe sash, so, yeah.
Wow. You know what? What I really want this to be for you, because I think you have the perfect attitude about it. I am telling you, what is going to happen in your life behind this right here, it is going to utterly surprise you because you have the right attitude.
Yes.
You believe that?
Yeah. At the beginning, I was like blaming on God, and I was like asking him, why God? Why did you do that to me, you know? And now I'm starting to understand, you know? I'm starting to understand that everything's happened for a reason, and the reason is that I'm gonna be maybe bigger than just Miss Universe, and I'm gonna like spread a message for my country, for all the young girls that are watching me, that are like believing in me, who wants to be like Miss, a beauty queen. So I'm a role model now for my country.
Absolutely. And for a lot of people around the world. Very much so. Hey, we got more with Miss Colombia next. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Coming up, Steve and Miss Colombia discuss the aftermath and finding forgiveness.
You coming here, you, young lady, have given me...
Don't cry.
All right, I'm back with Miss Colombia, the interview that everybody's been waiting for, nobody more so than me, to get a chance to share with this young woman my true feelings. And I really, really appreciate you coming on the show. Okay, now, they told me to call you Ari.
Yeah.
Is that good?
I like it.
That is really gonna help me out a lot. If I get one more thing wrong, you know, this is the first major interview since the Miss Universe pageant. And we're here to discuss all of your feelings about everything. There's rumors of a lawsuit going around. Is any of that true?
Why?
Because I need to know if I need to get my lawyers together.
Are you scared?
Yeah, because...
I'm not going to take your mansion, so...
Thank you, good, because that's good.
Not your car, your mansion.
That's good. Don't do that. Not the car. I just got the car. I just got the... Please don't take the car.
No, now you can do it. Exactly.
You know.
No. I never thought of suing, you know. That's not me. That's not who I am. But a lot of lawyers wanted me to
Oh,
do that.
yeah. Oh, I know they circling like buzzards.
They only want publicity, you know?
Yeah.
I'm
How do
not
you
doing it.
how do you feel about the way I handled the situation? What were your thoughts? Because I mean, it happened to you. Genuinely, how did you feel about the way I handled the situation? This is so nerve-wracking. You laugh.
It's for real.
Is this for real? Yeah, we got it.
You have to learn how to read cards. Because it was on the card.
Ari?
You wanted me to win, you know?
Yes! That's it. I wanted you to win. Yeah, I'm off the hook. Hell, that's it. I wanted you to win. I can leave it at that.
Look at your face.
If you could have seen my stomach, man, that bad boy was doing some monkey flips down there. It was
In my face.
your face. I couldn't even look at you, though.
No, I was laughing. If you see the videos, I was laughing because I thought you were about to make a joke.
That would have been the worst damn joke I've ever written in my life.
I was like, no, he's gonna be again in the mood, you know, making the people laugh, and he's gonna make some joke, you know, like Oprah. You're Miss Universe. You're Miss Universe. Everyone is Miss Universe.
Man, you know what? I've never watched it.
You gotta watch.
No. Oh, no. And you know, every time they show it, I turn away because it was really, I felt that badly for the two of you. Little did I know what was going to happen to me and my family.
No.
I had no idea it was going to lead to death threats. I had no idea that people were going to park outside my house. I had no idea.
No, me neither.
You know? So, let me ask you this. Have you found forgiveness?
With you?
With any of us, yeah. Really, with me, yeah.
I'm almost there. I mean, I'm kidding.
Okay, because you are not funny. Yeah, Harvey, you ain't funny to me at all. Because I want to stick myself in the eye with this ink pen right now, try to get some damn sympathy.
You had to see your face like, oh my God, still? No, I already forgive you. Yes.
No.
The same night.
The same night?
Yeah. The first thing I did after the big mistake was like get into my parents' room and watch the Miss Universe. It was the first thing I did, you know? I was like, no, this is a nightmare, this is a mistake. I need to see this again.
Yeah.
It was horrible. It was harsh to watch. It really was.
I mean, look, for me and my side is one thing. But like I said before on the show, I just can't imagine what you have felt. Miss Universe got to get the crown, and it was crazy the way it happened. But for you, I really felt for you. But you coming here, you, young lady, have given me
Don't cry.
No, I'm trying, you know, but you gave me a great moment. I thank you for forgiveness. I really, really needed that. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, you're so young. You know, I was just thinking, me and Marjorie would love to have you in our family. I got 2 sons. They ain't nothing right now, but just hang on.
Are you okay with that?
They're gonna be all right. Hey, look, we're gonna do something different, because as you know, the memes that were out there and the jokes and the video was making fun about the pageant nearly broke the internet. Up next, Ari and I, she's picked some of her favorite and most popular ones. She wants to just laugh at some of the memes that's out there. So this will be great. So right after this, we're gonna see what some of her favorites are. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. The conclusion of Steve's exclusive chat with Miss Colombia.
Within minutes of my mistake, the internet was on fire with memes and videos. You got one in Spanish?
I'm gonna translate it. Happy Mother's Day. Oh, sorry. Merry Christmas.
I'm back with Miss Colombia, Ari, and within minutes of my mistake during the pageant, the internet was on fire with memes and videos. You know, now I'm gonna be honest with you. When they first came out, well, none of them funny to me.
No, not to me.
None.
We were all around the world. Did you saw the Justin Bieber video?
The
Like,
Justin.
with our heads like, sorry.
Oh, he put it on in his video. Somebody told me that. Somebody said, man, you ought to see, Justin Bieber did one, man. He got you in Justin Bieber song, man. It's like hot. Yeah, wasn't none of this hot. So Ari has agreed to join in responding to some of the most popular viral reactions. So, all right, let's go. Here's the first one.
Oh, that's my favorite one. Oprah, I love you.
You Miss Universe, you Miss Universe, everybody Miss Universe. Yeah, and he didn't give him a car.
Really good one.
If I'd have gave everybody a car, they'd have forgave me right away, but I ain't got Oprah money, so no, you're not getting a car. Okay, this was one of my favorites.
Yes.
It's Kermit the Frog. Y'all laughing at Steve Harvey, but some of y'all announced the wrong father to your child.
That one is mean. Really mean.
The only reason I like that because it really wasn't about me, all the rest of them. All right, you got one in Spanish?
Okay, go.
Okay, what is it? Let's go.
Feliz Día de las Madres. Perdón, Feliz Navidad. I'm gonna translate it. Happy Mother's Day. Oh, sorry. Merry Christmas. What were you thinking?
Okay, that's a good one.
And
okay.
your face. No.
All right, here's a good one right here. I put this one up on Christmas morning myself. Merry Easter, y'all. 814,000 likes.
Oh, my God.
That was pretty good. You know, listen, Ari, you know, I really appreciate your spirit in all of this. I really do hope that God takes this moment for you and shoots you to the moon. I'm talking about skyrockets you to a place you never dreamed you'd go. That's what I hope. And if there's any way that I could support any of your causes, anything that you're doing, you know, we want to do it. You know, my wife and I have talked about this many nights. And and that's why she's been here for both of these shows, because she's just sitting beside her man. I wouldn't have got through this one as good without that girl over there. I just wouldn't have, man. So that's my Miss Universe sitting over there.
Yay.
So.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you're a very special person. I'm so happy that we had this time together. I think she's wonderful, don't you? Absolutely. That's really good. Thank you so much for being here. It really, really meant a lot to me. Thank you very much.
For having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Colombia!
Oh, yeah!
Ari! Miss Colombia! Miss Colombia! Thank you very much. We'll be right back, folks. All right, everybody, we're back with time for just one more thing. After everything that happened with Miss Universe pageant, I've learned plenty of lessons from this. You know, whenever something has happened in my life, every time I was elevated to a new position, something seemingly tragic happens along the way. Not so much tragic, but let's just say challenging. And people oftentimes have asked me, how do you keep looking at the positive? Why do you think there's some upside to this? Weren't you embarrassed? Didn't you feel humiliation? Okay, I guess so. I guess it was moments of all of that. But I'm not that person. I wasn't raised to allow a mistake to determine my future, to erase all that I've done in my life because you've made a mistake. And none of you should do that. None of you should allow a mistake to define the rest of your life. So what, you made a mistake? Get up, go again. Go again. Now, My father taught me to be a man. My mother, though, taught me an equally, if not even more valuable lesson. She was a Sunday school teacher. She taught me about faith. So listen to me. Don't let nobody shake your faith, because it's the only thing that got me through all this. I hope you had a good time. Thank you very much. It has been an inspiring hour. Thanks to all my guests. Let me know what you think on Twitter at I am Steve Harvey. We'll see you next time, folks.